Wow, that was pretty tragic. Not in terms of quality, I'm just saying this episode is exactly what it says on the tin. This episode was directed by yet another unique individual, Robert Rodriguez. He has been directing movies and TV shows for over 30 years. He's most well known for films like Sin City, From Dusk Till Dawn, and Spy Kids, if you can believe it. I think he might actually be insane with such a diverse selection of films under his belt. At least 2 of his movies are in the bottom 100 films list on IMDb. Apparently he has a movie in the works set to be released in 2115. Like, I get it, dude, you like your cognac. Anyway, it'll be very interesting to see what this maverick director has brought to the table in this new episode of The Mandalorian, The Tragedy. All the more reason to go watch this episode before continuing this video, because I'm going to be spoiling pretty much everything that happened in it. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button because, well, actually, I honestly don't think there's any point in telling you guys this, considering these videos have made me actively lose subscribers. But do you know what I say to that? I don't care. I love this show, and I know a lot of you guys do too, so for better or for worse, I am going to finish reviewing The Mandalorian Season 2. Now, without further ado, let's get on with the review. So they finally caught up on the ending of last season's most forgettable episode. This week we had another shorter story, so forgive me if it seems like I'm clutching at straws here. The finale is coming closer and closer, and I don't doubt I will be able to make more concrete assessments when that arrives. The episode opened with Mando still getting accustomed to Grogu's name. It was quite a saddening scene because without being able to see Mando's face, his laughter and anger didn't give way to much interpretation. All that's clear is that it will be hard for Mando to let go of Grogu once a Jedi that can take care of him is found. I was happy to hear Mando talking a lot more in this recent series. Compared to the first season, where he was certainly more silent and sinister, he's not going to have somebody to talk to for much longer. It seems that he has to cling on to what he's got whilst he's got it, but not in the way he might expect. I honestly thought Grogu was going to break the ship in 2 before he pulled the shiny ball thing into his hands. I initially thought we were in for another pit stop episode and wasn't expecting to jump to Typhon this soon. The top of this mountain certainly had a stunning view. They've obviously got some great location scouts working on this show. Everything turned upside down though when the Slave 1 ship showed up. I was quite surprised that Mando just left the child on his own up there, as though he shared the audience's understanding of this ship's significance, even though he had no idea who Boba Fett was. Our familiar sniper and bounty hunters then negotiated an alliance to protect the child. Boba wasn't the only person tracking Mando though. It was super satisfying to see Boba use that massive stick thing to smash Imperial armor like they were made of glass. I'm fine with the idea that the stormtroopers are essentially cannon fodder with poor armor because their strength lies in their numbers. It's kinda ominous that the remnants of the Empire seem to just have foot soldiers pouring out of the woodwork. All the action was working well until the Imperial inaccuracy issue sprung its ugly head. When I see somebody running along a cliff like this with a turret blasting away and missing every time though, my immersion just dissipates. Admittedly, the boulder rolling down the hill looks bloody fantastic, but then another Imperial shuttle showed up to introduce this idea of their efforts being futile. Then the troopers were able to land a hit, but only on Mando and his Beskar armor obviously, only for Boba Fett to save the day. All jokes aside, the way he so efficiently and rapidly took all the troopers out was great to watch. The power these Mandalorian suits of armor enable within men is illustrated here as Boba's combat skills escalated as the action progressed. Only after all the glorious combat and subsequent retreats did the episode's title ring true. I was expecting something awful to happen to Grogu, no doubt about it, but Mando's ship! That was Mando's home. He slept there, ate there, And now he has nothing left. I don't know if this would have happened had Boba not shot down those 2 shuttles, or if Gideon was planning on doing this the whole time. It was at this point I got a sense of how tactical this battle would have been from Moff Gideon's point of view. Distract the trio with disposables, leaving their most powerful units to kidnap the child. Of course, we had no idea that he was personally orchestrating the whole thing from above until this point, which is what made this moment so shocking. We even got a little taster of these dark troopers in action. I told you guys these were droids. They're certainly menacing in appearance, and I definitely got some Darth Vader vibes going on with the helmet, and Iron Man vibes from the jetpack feat. I am super excited to see them fight as well. Mando and Boba are going to be facing quite a challenge, given that they may have to fight these things whilst airborne. The scale of combat has the potential to be huge. With Boba in pursuit of them, I was honestly expecting the cruiser to just blast Slave 1 into oblivion too, whilst they were in a ship-destroying mood. We then got some confirmation that Jango Fett was a Mandalorian according to this armor set. I do wonder how Boba's going to react when he finds out that the child he is sworn to protect is a Jedi, given how his father died. Things could get even worse when you consider that Mando and Jango are basically on opposing sides when it comes to the Mandalorian civil war that was mentioned. In my last Mando video, I talked about how the action would precede and succeed the calm of the middle of these episodes pacing-wise. Intriguingly, this episode had the opposite structure in that the middle of the episode was completely consumed by combat. It's certainly nice to mix it up a bit, as the format could become a little predictable the further into Season 2 we get. Most scenarios involving this kind of tragedy in a TV show would ordinarily result in a cliffhanger, but we got 2 bonus scenes stuck onto the end of this episode. One involving Cara Dune, the other involving Grogu. The former's purpose seemed to tease more than anything else. I think I wanted a bit more emotion from Mando's tone of voice given all that has happened. Him losing everything didn't seem to affect him that much when seeking the whereabouts of Bill Burr, but that's just my opinion on the matter, I could be wrong. The scene with Moff Gideon though was pretty juicy. I never thought this character was capable of smiling, but evidently this guy relishes in the sheer power Grogu is able to wield and be drained of. I've heard that the child's blood might have something to do with the Dark Troopers. Well, there's only 2 episodes left of this season, we'll just have to wait and see. Thanks for watching. Please consider supporting these analysis videos by making a pledge on my Patreon page. What did you think of this episode? Comment below your thoughts or join us for a chinwag on my Discord server, where we'll continue this discussion.